We're really excited to have three great teams who championed last night. So we have Chelmsford Public Schools, Tyngsboro Public Schools, and Lowell Public Schools all competing in the finals this evening. We're really proud. If you weren't here last night, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a nail biter because these are three dynamic teams who are very evenly matched, and this could really go any way. So I think we're going to be right down to that last second. So we're going to be exactly the same as last night, just with one match tonight. We're going to be taking the students out to do our math problems for 10 minutes, and when we return, we will do rounds 2 through 5, and we'll enjoy. So I think at this time, we'll do introductions when we get back. If the students could all stand and head towards the cafeteria, we'll all be back in a few minutes. Okay, well, that was a great math round. The students all worked really hard together as a team to answer 3 separate math questions. Right now, I've asked Caitlin Casella, who's down the front, to correct your papers, and we'll tell you after round 2 who got points and who didn't. So hopefully everybody got points in all. So again, I want to welcome everyone here tonight. My name's Carolyn Rocheleau. I work at the Lowell Public Schools, and I get to coordinate the Lowell's Knowledge Bowl, which is with 9 middle schools competing in the month of March. And our winning team is the Stocklosa, who's representing Lowell tonight. We're very excited. That made us all very proud. But I'm not biased in any way, I promise. Promise. I got nothing in the game. We had a great night last night. Tyngsboro came within 5 points of beating Lowell last night, so I want to really give it up for Tyngsboro with a great game. Yeah. And of course, I cannot help but mention Chelmsford, who totally swept their round last night as well. I want to give a big thank you to the staff at the Chelmsford Public Schools and its Performing Arts Center. They've done a wonderful job with all of the setup. They could not have been nicer. And I just want to recognize Dr. Jay Lang, superintendent of Chelmsford Public Schools. I wish he was, no. He used to be my boss back when he worked in Lowell. So I want to thank Jay Lang and all of the staff here. They've done a wonderful job, so thank you all. Okay, I want to introduce you to our judges tonight. From the Lowell Sun, we have editor Jim Campanini. Thank you. And we thank the Lowell Sun for all of their support, for the advertising and for all of their publicity for the bowl and doing that special insert. It was really great for all of the students to see their pictures in the paper. So we really appreciate the support from the Sun. And I also want to introduce you to Jenna Gibo from the Lowell 5. And I also wanted to tell you tonight, Jenna has brought with her savings certificates of $50 for every student tonight that's participating. Great. Just a couple final introductions. I want to thank our scorekeeper tonight. Our scorekeeper down there is Caitlin Casella. She's really helpful to us with the scoring. Thank you. Our timekeeper, Chris Topshin. And our moderator, Patty Adams, who does a fantastic job for us. So now I want to introduce you to our fantastic kids. So how about we start with our host, Chelmsford. If the students from Chelmsford could come up, if they're going to be taking the stage, the 4 students playing in round 2 can come up. And if your coaches could come up. Okay, does Chelmsford have a student that's going to come up and help with the scoring, with the flipping? We'll work it out. Great. Coaches Sean Livingston, Ashley Jean, and Sheila Kish.
All right, so representing Chelmsford tonight is Sachi Badola, Lily Daigle, Ganesh Danka, Jonathan Domo, Matthew Gale, Fawad Hussain, Rishi Madhavada, Carter Mills, Rahil Patel, Vishant Rajkumar, and Jennifer Sue.
Best of luck to our team from Chelmsford. If our team from the Lowell Stocklosa School could come up and their coach Gina Brunellis could come up and introduce us to our students.
Behind me, representing Lowell, is Glenn Giroux. Sokrath Un. Keaton Took. Solihang Su. Param Nuth. Channery Mao. Kim Lang Kit. Brittany Horn, Madeline Gilpin, and Buchanan Chim.
Thank you, and best of luck to our team from the Stocklosa. Finally, we have a great team from Tingsboro to come up. If they could come up and take the stage. Our coach, Karen Pendergast, will introduce our students. I also want to recognize that Dr. Michael Flanagan, the superintendent of Tingsboro Public Schools, is with us tonight as well. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good evening. Representing Tingsboro tonight is Mohammed Al-Dulemi, Angelos Bules, Emily Casey, Brett Kavanaugh, Wilson Kramer, Max Gregoire, Ariana Howard, Nate Marino, Madeline Menaker, Ian Wood, Eviana Young, and Caroline Kenny. Thank you.
I want to wish all teams best of luck, and if I can ask audience members to please silence your cell phones before we get our match on the way so it doesn't interrupt the play. And I hope you all have a wonderful time. Let's get going. Good luck to you.
All right, why don't we start with Chelmsford? Just buzz in, make sure the microphones are nice and close to you, okay? And just say your name. So buzz in and then say your name.
Vishant Rajkumar.
Okay. Are they on?
Jennifer Sue.
They don't sound like
I don't
they're
think they
on
sound
to
like they're on. Okay, hold on.
They'll work on it up on the booth.
Okay, just start again.
Vishant Rajkumar.
Yay.
It doesn't sound right.
Ganesha Danke.
There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jennifer Sue.
Okay.
Lily Daigle.
Keaton Took.
Solihang Su.
Glenn Giroux.
Wilson Kramer.
Ian Wood.
Angelos Bules. Max Gregoire.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so the first category, just to repeat, I'll give you the category and then everybody can buzz in, okay? We all ready over there? All right. So the first category is missing letters. What letter is missing in this 5-letter word? Blank, L-I-G-N.
Kingsborough.
A.
Correct, A. International relations. The pursuit of foreign policy objectives through the conspicuous display of naval power is known as what kind of diplomacy?
Lowell.
Aggressive diplomacy.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
Militaristic diplomacy.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Naval diplomacy.
No, gunboat diplomacy. Okay, the next category is illness. What type of flu can be contracted by close contact with infected creatures, such as chickens?
Bird flu.
Chelmsford.
Bird flu.
Correct, bird flu.
Not to answer.
Yeah, just try to make sure that you wait for us to call you, just in case you get locked out. Okay, we don't want you to lose the points. All right. Escape velocity. Escape velocity is lowest on which planet?
Lowell.
Mercury.
Correct, Mercury. Figurative language. What figure of speech is used in these company names? American Apparel.
Alliteration.
Correct, alliteration. Transportation. The completion of what project in 1869?
Lowell.
Trans-Pacific Railroad.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
Intercontinental Railroad.
Incorrect. Oh, you know what? I didn't finish the question. The completion of what project in 1869 slashed the travel time for the 3,000-mile journey across America from months to less than a week?
Chelmsford.
Panama Canal.
Incorrect. Transcontinental Railway. That's what they were looking for. All right. Extended spoonerisms. This is the beginning of a spoonerized version of what fairy tale? Tunce upon a Wyme, there was a gung Earl who lived in a call smottage with two sisty.
Chelmsford.
Cinderella.
Correct, thank you. Cinderella. Marine biology. Deposit feeders include eels, flounders, crabs, shellfish, snails, and cucumbers.
Kingsborough.
Lobsters.
Incorrect. Marine biology. Deposit feeders include eels, flounders, crabs, shellfish, snails, and cucumbers. These are also known as what other?
Lowell.
Bottom feeders.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Bottom feeders.
Correct, bottom feeders. Fictional analogies. Mowgli is to Rudyard Kipling as what character is to Edgar Rice Burroughs?
Lowell.
Winnie the Pooh.
Incorrect.
Time.
Tarzan was the correct answer. Surrenders. In 1943, which Axis country began?
Kingsborough.
Italy.
Correct, Italy. Calisthenics. Calisthenics include a variety of gross motor movements generally done without apparatus or equipment, using what for resistance?
Chelmsford.
Body weight.
Correct, body weight. Sentence parts. What is the predicate in this sentence? Ignoring a tremendous downpour and oblivious to each other, on the 21st of April, the wild roaming creatures of the Serengeti.
Chelmsford.
The wild roaming creatures.
Incorrect. What is the predicate in this sentence? Ignoring a tremendous downpour and oblivious to each other.
Kingsborough.
Ignoring.
Incorrect. What is the predicate in this sentence? Ignoring a tremendous downpour and oblivious to each other, on the 21st of April, the wild roaming creatures of the Serengeti, including the zebras, hyenas, lions, wildebeest, and giraffes, disappeared.
Lowell.
Disappeared.
Correct, disappeared. Mathematical sets. If set A contains WXYZ and set B contains ZXWY, what kind of sets are these?
Lowell.
Solution sets.
Incorrect?
Kingsborough.
Equivalent sets.
Yes, that's correct. Equal sets or equivalent sets. Fictional beings. In the Twilight series of books, what kind of beings?
Kingsborough.
Vampires.
Incorrect. In the
Chelmsford.
Werewolf.
correct, werewolves. Fish. What kind of predatory fish generally have the best underwater vision?
Kingsborough.
Sharks.
Correct, sharks. Southern countries. Name in the southernmost country in North America.
Kingsborough.
Mexico.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Panama.
Correct, Panama. Buoyancy. What kind of buoyant force is there in space?
Lowell.
None.
Correct, none. Novels. In what story by Sue Monk Kidd does Lily Owens of Sylvan, South Carolina, learn about beekeeping, honey, and the Black Madonna?
Lowell.
The Lives of Bees.
Incorrect.
Time.
It's The Secret Life of Bees. Close. Word squares. What is the fourth line in a word square that begins with these words? Adam, tame, omen.
Kingsborough.
Omen, tame, Adam.
Incorrect.
Time.
It was mend. Pollution. Name the visible air pollution consisting,
Tingsboro.
Smog.
correct, smog. Wordplay. What form of wordplay is incorporated in this version of a children's story? In the dappy haze, when there was no harsity of scam, there lived an old Patty Ligg and her sea thrawns.
Tingsboro.
A pun.
Incorrect?
Lowell.
Random wordplay.
Incorrect.
Timer.
It's a spoonerism. Dermatitis. Whether caused by poison ivy, sunburn, chickenpox.
Tingsboro.
A rash.
Incorrect. Whether caused by poison ivy, sunburn, chickenpox, or ant bites, itching and skin inflammation can be relieved by a lukewarm bath in water infused with meal made from cultivated cereal grain.
Chelmsford.
Barley.
Incorrect.
And that was time.
It was oats or oatmeal. Music fundamentals. What is the name for an interval of 5 steps between,
Chelmsford.
A fifth.
correct, fifth. Mixtures. What process is used to separate a mixture of small solid particles suspended in air?
Tingsboro.
Colloid.
Incorrect. What process is used to separate a mixture of small solid particles suspended in air?
Chelmsford.
Filtration.
Correct, filtration. Breaking the rules. What term applies to these lawbreakers? A boy who survived a 5-hour flight in the wheel well of a Hawaii,
Tingsboro.
Stowaway.
correct, stowaway. Ornithology. They have wings that are small and hidden by hair-like feathers that cover their bodies. About the size of a large chicken, name these birds.
Chelmsford.
Dodo.
Incorrect. They have
Tingsboro.
Penguins.
Incorrect. They have wings that are small and hidden by hair-like feathers that cover their bodies, about the size of a large chicken. Name these birds that run through New Zealand forests on powerful, stubby,
Lowell.
Kiwi.
correct, kiwis. Princesses. Complete this title of a biography. The Last Princess. The story of Princess Kalani of,
Tingsboro.
Hawaii.
correct, Hawaii. Protein nutrition. If the recommended daily allowance of protein is about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, to the nearest whole number, how many grams of protein should 64-kilogram Cassidy Conway consume each day? I apologize, I didn't tell you it was a math question. ahead.
Tingsboro.
51.
51 is correct. Nice job. Auroras. Name the aurora that is visible from high.
Chelmsford.
Aurora Borealis.
Incorrect.
Tingsboro.
Aurora australis.
Correct. Aurora australis. Last lines. What word completes this last line from The Lord of the Flies, uttered by Piggy? Which is better, to have rules and agree, or to hunt and?
Lowell.
Survive.
Incorrect.
Tingsboro.
Not be free.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Disagree.
Incorrect. It was kill. Figurative language. What figure of speech is in this line? A library is thought in cold storage.
Tingsboro.
Metaphor.
Correct. Metaphor. Medieval legal defenses. When Edward the Confessor's mother was accused of adultery, she proved her innocence by walking barefoot over burning plowshares.
Tingsboro.
Coals.
Incorrect. When Edward the Confessor's mother was accused of adultery, she proved her innocence by walking barefoot over burning plowshares. This illustrates what kind of trial by ordeal?
Trial by fire.
Correct. Trial by fire. Musical. In what musical is the song Tender Shepherd sung by the characters Wendy, John?
Lowell.
Peter Pan.
Correct. Peter Pan. First-hand information. Information that comes from an original source is
Tingsboro.
Primary source.
incorrect. Information that comes from an original source is said to be straight from what creature's mouth?
Lowell.
Horse.
Correct, horse's mouth. Ancient Egypt. The northern half of ancient Egypt was called Lower Egypt because it was near the delta.
Lowell.
Of the Nile.
Correct, Nile. Mirrors. Name the kind of mirror that is shaped like the outside of a small section of a sphere.
Lowell.
Convex.
Correct, convex mirror. Observatories. In 1675, the Royal Greenwich Observatory was founded in what country?
Chelmsford.
England.
Correct, England. Disorders. What organ of the body is mainly affected by pulmonary?
Kingsborough.
The brain.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
The heart.
Incorrect.
Lowell.
The lungs.
Correct, lung. Rivers. A river begins at its headwaters and ends at its what?
Mouth.
Kingsborough.
Mouth.
Correct, mouth. Explorers. In 1519, this explorer and more than 270 sailors departed from Spain on the Trinidad.
Kingsborough.
Hernan Cortez.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Ferdinand Magellan.
Correct, Magellan. Ancient history. What ancient region between two drainage systems was
Kingsborough.
Mesopotamia.
Correct, Mesopotamia. Drainages. Name the two westernmost states that partially drain into the Colorado River.
Kingsborough.
Nevada and Utah.
Incorrect.
Lowell.
Colorado and Nevada.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
New Mexico and Arizona.
Incorrect. Nevada and California. Wood. What wood often used to build model airplanes?
Chelmsford.
Balsa wood.
Correct. Balsa wood. Longitude. From the international dateline, if you travel west 1/4 of the way around the world, what would your longitude be?
Lowell.
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Correct. Planet geology. Name the outermost solid shell of the Earth.
Kingsborough.
The crust.
Correct. Crust. Historical limericks. What name is missing in this American Revolutionary War limerick? There once was a fellow named Dawes who rode off on his horse for a cause, but a guy named Blank hollered, "Hey!"
Chelmsford.
Revere.
Correct. Revere. American organizations. Sam Adams, John Adams.
Kingsborough.
Sons of Liberty.
Correct. Sons of Liberty. Empires. In the mid-15th century, what empire stretched from the Gulf of Mexico?
Kingsborough.
The Aztecs.
Correct. Aztec Empire. Novels. Name the novel that includes these lines. Perhaps there aren't any grown-ups anywhere. The creature was a...
Kingsborough.
Peter Pan.
Incorrect.
Lowell.
Lord of the Flies.
Correct. Lord of the Flies. Exports. In the late 13th century, what textile was the major export from...
Lowell.
Cotton.
Incorrect. In the late 13th century, what textile was the major export?
Kingsborough.
Silk.
Correct. Silk. Special materials. What is the term for a porous material through which a liquid or gas is passed to separate the fluid?
Chelmsford.
Filter.
Correct. A filter. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in the stems of what kind of plants?
Chelmsford.
I think you can answer, right? You can answer.
Chloroplasts.
Incorrect.
And that's the end of the round.
End of the round. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, so in Chelmsford, Sachi and Jonathan and Matthew and Rishi. And here I've got Madeline and Brittany and Kim Lang and Pierron. And here we have Mohammed and Brett and Nate and Eviana.
Okay. I am going to read the math questions and award the points. Yep, the questions are 15 points each. Okay. So the first question was the sum of 4 consecutive even integers is 148. What is the sum of the digits of the smallest of the 4 integers? The correct answer was 7, and all 3 teams got it correct, so they all get 15. Okay, the second question. In this figure, DE is parallel to AC. If AC has length 7, BE has length 10, and EC has length 4, what is the length of DE? The correct answer was 5, and again, all 3 teams got it correct. Okay, and the third question says, Alex, Ben, and Calvin have a total of 87 candies altogether. If Calvin gives 4 candies to Ben and 3 candies to Alex, each person then has the same number of candies. How many candies did Calvin start with? The correct answer is 36, and again, all 3 teams got it correct. Nice job, guys. Okay. All right, so the current events round, everybody knows what to do, right? We have our boards and the answers. Okay, so we'll give you a 5-second warning, all right? So there's going to be 1 local question, 1 state question, 2 national, and 2 international questions. So the first question is a local question. In April 2018, this Massachusetts senator spoke in Lowell about the opioid health epidemic plaguing the Merrimack Valley area and other areas all over the state. Who was this senator?
Five seconds.
5 seconds.
Time.
Okay, can I see your answers, please? Okay, yep, the correct answer was Elizabeth Warren, so the Lowell and Tingsboro got it correct. Okay, the next question is a state question. Born in Boston, the Shibatani siblings, also known as the Shib-Sibs, earned a bronze medal at the Winter 2018 Olympics. What was their sport? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Five seconds.
5 seconds.
Time.
Okay, can I see your answers, please? Yep, unfortunately, all 3 teams got it incorrect. It was ice dancing was the correct answer, ice dancing. Okay, all right. The next question is a national question, so there's going to be 2. So this is the first one. Justify became the first 3-year-old horse since 1882 to win the Kentucky Derby, Preakness Stakes, and Belmont Stakes. This is known as the what?
Five seconds.
5-second warning.
Time.
Okay, can I see your answers, please? Triple Crown and Triple Crown. Yep, so Chelmsford and Tingsboro, good job. You guys got it correct. It was Triple Crown. All right, your second national question. According to the Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, a deadly outbreak of this bacteria found on romaine lettuce has sickened 17 and caused 1 death.
5 seconds.
5-second warning.
Time.
Okay, can I see your answers, please? E. coli is the correct answer, and Chelmsford and Lowell got it correct. Good job. Okay, your first international question. On May 19th, 2018, the world watched Britain's Prince Mary marry Meghan Markle. What is Meghan's former career?
Five seconds.
5-second warning.
Time.
Okay, can I see your answers, please? Actress is correct. All three teams got it correct. Nice job. Okay, your last current events question is an international question. This past month marked a monumental meeting between Donald Trump and what international leader who is responsible for housing nuclear bombs and threatening the United States with them?
Five seconds.
5-second warning. Okay, can I see your answers, please? Kim Jong-un. Okay, all three teams got it correct. Nice job. Okay, that's the end of the current events round. I'm just going to do a 1 minute. We'll do like just a 1 minute changeover to the next round. End of the round, sorry. You guys are like trained by certain words. Okay, can we just check the buzzers? Why don't we start with Tingsboro? We'll go this way. Go ahead. Okay, nice job. And just a reminder, wait for your school to get called, just before you say anything out loud. We just don't want you to lose any points. Okay. And just a quick round of applause for Carolyn Rocheleau. We forgot to recognize her earlier. You put this whole thing together, so thank you. I forgot about you, I'm sorry. Okay, so your first toss-up question, we're going to start off with a math question. So just remember that you are, when it's the toss-up, you're answering it by yourself, and then if your team gets it correct, then you get the 2 bonus questions. I'll do my best to remind you of that, okay?
Giving them 30 seconds.
Yeah. We'll give you 30 seconds because it's a math question. So proportions. If Marcelo can consume 91 meters of spaghetti in 29 seconds, to the nearest tenth, how long would it take him to eat a mere 5 meters of that pasta?
Lowell.
5.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
5.8 seconds.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
5.9 seconds.
Incorrect. It was 1.6 seconds. Okay, toss-up question on plate tectonics. These cities sit atop which of the world's greatest plates? Canberra, Brisbane, Perth, Darwin.
Lowell.
Southern.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
Pacific.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
The Oceanic.
Incorrect. It was Australian plate. Australian plate. Okay, next toss-up question for all teams. Isaac Newton. According to Newton's first law of motion, what does an object at rest?
Lowell.
Stays at rest.
Correct. Remains at rest. Your 2 group questions are on Isaac Newton, and could you just tell me who the captain is? So I know. Okay, thank you. So your first one is Isaac Newton. According to Newton's third law, what always comes in pairs that are equal and opposite?
Time.
Okay, can I have an answer?
Force.
Correct, forces. Your second group question is on Isaac Newton. Who first stated the scientific law of which this is a parody? For every action, there's an equal and opposite government program.
Reaction.
Incorrect, it was Isaac Newton. That was the correct answer. Yeah, I'm right there with you, sorry. I just read the questions, I don't make them up. Okay, I don't write them. All right, next toss-up question is slang. What kind of wound is sometimes referred to as acute lead poisoning?
Kingsborough.
Gunshot.
Correct, a gunshot wound. Your group questions for Tingsboro only are slang. Your first one, what is the slang word for vice president?
VP.
Time, hold on one second.
Hear the answer again?
Can you spell it on the board?
VEEPEE.
No. Spell it on the whiteboard.
Write it on the board. Okay, you can just,
It would have run out of
it's okay,
time.
I know. Just write it really quick and then show it to me. I know. All the time. Yeah.
No.
Judges, incorrect? Incorrect. The correct answer was VEEP, Veep.
Veep.
Okay. The next group question for Tingsboro is slang. When Congress reconvenes in even-numbered years following the November elections to consider items of business, some of the returning lawmakers will not be in the next Congress. These people are informally known as what kind of handicapped, web-footed swimming birds? Nope,
You
sorry.
can't ring.
Sorry, it's only for Tingsboro. Sorry.
Ducks.
Can you be more specific?
Sitting ducks.
Incorrect, it was lame ducks, lame ducks. Okay, toss-up question on Europe geography. So all teams can buzz in now. What country forms the southern border of the English Channel?
Lowell.
Belgium.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
France.
Correct, France. Your two group questions are on Europe geography. Tingsboro only can answer. What Scandinavian country lies due south of Oslo, Norway?
Denmark.
Correct, Denmark. Your next group question for Tingsboro only. These are newspapers of what country? Kent Messenger, Norwich Evening News, Liverpool Echo, Northampton Herald, and Post Dover Mercury, as well as Nottingham Evening Post.
The United Kingdom.
Correct, United Kingdom or Great Britain. Okay, toss-up question for all teams to buzz in. Arachnids. If you have been walking off trail through areas with high grass,
Kingsborough.
Ticks.
correct, ticks. Your two group questions are also on arachnids, so only Tingsboro. What is the common name for a long-legged arachnid, sometimes called a harvestman?
Daddy Longleg.
Correct, daddy longlegs. Your second group question is on arachnids. To inject venom, scorpions use stingers. Bees use modified ovipositors. Centipedes use forcipulas, and spiders use chelicerae, which are commonly known as what?
Time.
Do you have an answer?
Fangs.
Correct, fangs. Okay, toss-up question for all teams is on anatomy. What organ is supplied with blood?
Chelmsford.
The heart.
Correct, the heart. Your two group questions will be on anatomy. What is composed of your epidermis and dermis?
The skin.
Correct, the skin. Your second group question for Chelmsford is on anatomy. From the heart, blood is pumped into the largest blood vessel in the body. Name it.
The aorta.
Correct, aorta. Next toss-up question for all teams to buzz in is on technology. What surface built into some boats reduces drag by lifting the hull out of the water?
Kingsborough.
The runner.
Incorrect. What surface built into some boats reduces drag by lifting the hull out of the water when moving?
Chelmsford.
Hydroplane.
Incorrect. What surface built into some boats reduces drag by lifting the hull out of the water when moving at speed?
Lowell.
A rotor.
Incorrect. It was hydrofoil. Hydrofoil. Next toss-up question for all teams is Canada. What Italian-born explorer and commander of an English expedition?
Kingsborough.
Henry Hudson.
Incorrect. What Italian-born explorer and commander of an English expedition in 1497?
Lowell.
John Cabot.
Correct, John Cabot. Your two group questions for Lowell only are on Canada. The first one, Alaska borders British Columbia in what Canadian territory?
Time.
Can I have an answer, please?
Yukon.
Yukon territory, correct. Your second group question is on Canada. The Hay, Slave, Taltson, Lockhart, and Yellowknife rivers are inflows to what enormous body of water that is the deepest lake in North America? Time?
Ontario.
Incorrect. Great Slave Lake. Great Slave Lake. Okay, toss-up question for all teams is on revolutions. What revolution in 1917 led?
Lowell.
October Revolution.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Russian.
Russian Revolution is correct. Your two group questions are on revolutions. The first one, the Industrial Revolution began during what century?
The 19th century.
Incorrect. It was the 18th. Second group question. These works are about what revolution? Almost a Miracle, George vs. George, My Brother Sam is Dead, Partisans and Redcoats, Bunker Hill, The Spirit of 76.
The American Revolution.
Correct, American Revolution. Next toss-up question for all teams to buzz in. Symbols. Name the U.S. emblem that includes these features. 13.
Kingsborough.
The United States seal.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
The United States flag.
Incorrect. Name the U.S. emblem that includes these features. 13 stars, an olive branch, 13 arrows, an eagle, the motto El Pluribus Unum, an unfinished pyramid on its reverse side.
Lowell.
Dollar bill.
Okay. Incorrect. It was the Great Seal was the correct answer. Great Seal. Okay. Toss-up question for all teams. It is a math question on angle. Yeah. Time. Hold on one second. Time.
Isn't that the national seal?
We'll have to, I don't even know. Time for a second. I gotta go to the judges over that, I don't think so. Yeah, I think you guys said the U.S. seal. Yeah.
Is it the same? Because the judges are stuck.
Not this. Do we want to look it up, or you're okay with that? Look it up, Brad. Okay. They say it's okay.
Okay, is this on the corner?
Hold on a second. I don't know. Okay, we're going to move on to the next toss-up question for all teams. It is a math question on angles. What is the measure of the largest angle in a triangle if the angles are in a ratio of 1 to 2 to 3?
Chelmsford?
90.
Correct, 90 degrees. Your two group questions are on angles. Your first one, what is the complementary angle of a 17-degree angle?
Time.
73.
Correct, 73 degrees. Your second group question on angles, around a point are 5 contiguous angles measuring 60, 53, 75, and 110 degrees. What is the measure of the fifth angle?
Am I giving them extra time for this? Two more sets. Okay, time.
Okay, do you guys have an answer? Okay, unfortunately, that's time. Do you have an answer? No? Okay. Okay.
72.
How many?
72.
Incorrect, it was 62 degrees, 62. Okay, toss-up question for all teams to buzz in is on poems. In Casey at the Bat, how many tongues applauded when Casey wiped his hands on his shirt?
Lowell.
5.
Incorrect?
Tingsboro.
3.
Incorrect?
Chelmsford.
1,000.
Incorrect, it was 5,000. 5,000. Okay, your next toss-up question is on seas. What body of water separates Venezuela from the Dominican Republic?
Tingsboro.
The Caribbean Sea.
Correct. Your two group questions will be on seas. The first one, name either of the 2 South American countries that border on the Caribbean Sea.
Colombia.
Correct. It was Venezuela or Colombia. Your next group question on seas. Ancient Aegean art was created in the region of an arm of what great sea?
The Red Sea.
Incorrect. It was the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, toss-up question for all teams to buzz in. Abbreviations. In relation to stage directions, while UR indicates upstage right, what does DC mean?
Lowell.
Downstage center.
Correct, downstage center. Your two group questions for Lowell only is on abbreviations. For what does the abbreviation stand in this excerpt? Visible light is only one small portion of a family of waves called EM radiation.
Electromagnetic.
Correct, electromagnetic. Your second group question for Lowell, what is the meaning of the abbreviation that indicates a time between 12 midnight and 12 noon?
Time.
Time, do you have an answer?
At morning.
Incorrect, anti-meridium. Your next toss-up question for all teams, colonial history. In colonial America, molasses was a key ingredient in the creation of what product for the...
Tingsboro.
Tea.
Incorrect. In colonial America, molasses was a key ingredient in the creation of what product for the triangular trade?
Lowell.
Sugar.
Incorrect.
Time.
The correct answer was rum. Rum. Toss-up question for all teams is puns. Spell the name for the long appendicular bone that completes this one-liner. I would make a skeleton joke, but you wouldn't.
That's the end of the round.
No, they buzzed it.
No?
Nope. Okay, end of the round. Sorry. End of the round. So first of all, just so everybody knows what was happening, the scorekeepers, the flippers were off a little bit, so we have multiple people doing things. So we just checked the score, which Carolyn keeps, and now it's correct. So Tingsboro does have 210, Lowell is 175, and Chelmsford has 190. So that's the correct score. If you guys can just start with your buzzers with Chelmsford. You want to start buzzing in? Just test the buzzers. I think the microphones are okay, it's just the buzzers. Okay, nice job. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to read the category. I'm going to try to go through as many questions as I can. Okay, 5-minute speed round. All right. What number should have been used when a former president said this about Supreme Court justices? And they are charged with the...
Tingsboro.
9.
Incorrect. What number should have been used when a former president said this about Supreme Court justices? And they are charged with the vital task of applying principles but to paper more than 20 centuries ago to some of the most difficult questions of our time.
Chelmsford.
2.
Correct. 2. What code system was used to send this message? Dash, dash, dot.
Kingsborough.
Morse code.
Correct. Morse code. In what state are the San Carlos and Fort Apache?
Chelmsford.
New Mexico?
Incorrect.
Tingsboro.
Arizona.
Correct. Arizona. What term taken from Cajun French indicates an extremely sluggish stream through lowlands, wetlands, or marshes?
Lowell.
Meander.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
A slow stream.
Incorrect.
Time.
It was a bayou. Bayou. What is the fourth word in a word square that begins with these words? Bing, icon, nova.
Kingsborough.
Go.
Incorrect.
Time.
It was gnat, G-N-A-T, gnat. What is, oh, sorry. Okay, what is the innermost planet in our solar system?
Kingsborough.
Mercury.
Correct, Mercury. Although declared extinct in 1936, there have been,
Chelmsford.
Dodo bird.
I'm sorry?
Dodo bird.
Incorrect. Although declared extinct in 1936, there have been hundreds of reported sightings in Australia of a large carnivorous marsupial called the Tasmanian what?
Tingsborough.
Bevel.
Incorrect.
Lowell.
Tiger.
Correct. Tiger or wolf. What is the rhyme scheme in this verse? Amazed by clowns juggling things with cotton candy in hand, she laughs and she sings with the music band.
Kingsborough.
ABBA.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
A&D?
Incorrect.
Lowell.
ABC. No.
Incorrect. ABAB. Sorry.
ABAB,
Electrically speaking, substances with high resistance have low what?
Kingsborough.
Viscosity.
Incorrect.
Lowell.
Conductivity.
Correct. Conductivity. What is the financial price of debt?
Lowell.
Negative.
Incorrect.
Kingsborough.
-1.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Interest.
Correct. Interest. If we know that all graps are gorps and no gumps are gorps, then what else do we know?
No gumps are rats.
Correct. No gumps or graps. The term asteroid was derived from a Greek word meaning shaped like a what?
Lowell.
Star.
Correct. Star. Homo habilis and Homo erectus are ancestors of modern day.
Chelmsford.
Homo sapiens?
Yes, correct. Sapiens. What is the superlative form of the antonym of good?
Lowell.
Worst.
Correct. Worst. In 2003, electrical power was knocked out across much of the eastern U.S. What is the term for such a disruption?
Kingsborough.
Blackout.
Correct. Blackout. What part of speech begins each of these cliches? Much, ballyhooed, ill-advised.
Chelmsford.
Adverb.
Correct, adverb. Transform this indirect question into a direct question. Would you tell me how much 2 tickets?
Tingsboro.
Tell me how much 2 tickets cost.
Incorrect.
Lowell. Lowell. Repeat. That's time.
It's got to be time.
Chelmsford.
Can you tell me how much?
Incorrect. It was how much do 2 tickets to Pittsburgh cost? Most meteor showers occur when the Earth passes through debris left behind by what kind of...
Tingsboro.
Comets.
Correct, comet. The northernmost mission, founded by Junipero Serra, was in the vicinity of what present-day...
Tingsboro.
Greenland.
Incorrect. The northernmost mission, founded by Junipero Serra, was in the vicinity of what present-day city?
Lowell.
Lowell.
Incorrect.
Chelmsford.
Gothnab.
Incorrect. San Francisco. Some aquatic animals have paddle-shaped limbs called what?
Lowell. That's the end of the round.
We're just certifying the scores. I want to congratulate our students from the Tingsboro Public Schools. That was a very close match, and we're very proud of all of our students. At this time, we'd like to do our closing medal ceremony and present our trophies to our teams. In third place tonight, it's the Stocklosa School from Lowell with 215 points. If the students could come join us up on stage.
First up, Haram Nut. Buchanan Chim. Brittany Horn. Madeline Gilpin. Sokrat Un. Keaton Tuk. Solihang Su. Kim Leng Kit. Glenn Jeru. And Channery Mao.
Congratulations to our team from Lowell Public Schools. Job well done. And our host this evening, we would like the Chelmsford Public Schools to now come up and join us.
Sachi Badola. Lily Daigle. Ganesh Danke. Matt Gale. Jennifer Sue. Vishant Rakumar. Jonathan Domo. Rishi Matavita. Carter Mills. Raheel Patel. Fawad Hussain.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second place champion team from the Chelmsford Public Schools. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we're going to celebrate for Tingsboro Public Schools tonight. Come on down, our champions.
Who's the captain? Hold on to that.
And Tingsboro also gets to take our traveling trophy and keep it for the next year. So congratulations.
Thanks. Max Gregoire. Mohammed Al-Dulaimi. Wilson Gramer. Ian Wood. Ariana Howard. Emily Casey. Brett Kavanaugh. Hold on. Hold on. Brett, hold on. Eviana Young. Madeline Menaker. And Caroline Kenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 champions of the Greater Lowell Regional Knowledge Bowl, Tingsboro Public Schools. Congratulations. We want to thank everyone that came out tonight. We want to thank the Lowell Sun, our sponsors, and we want to thank all these fantastic students and their families. So thank you all. We hope to see you next year.